For 9 years Linda Evans played the perfect wife on Dynasty. In real life, she was hiding a painful truth: her husband had left her for a teenage girl. Her co-star was trying to destroy her career, and a single on-screen kiss nearly ruined everything. Today, at 82, she's finally exposing what really happened on TV's most dramatic show, and why she had to escape before it killed her. Linda Evans was born Linda Evans on November 18, 1942, in Hartford, Connecticut. She was the second of 3 daughters. Her parents, Arlene and Alba Evans, were professional dancers, but their family history stretched far beyond the stage. The surname Evenstad came from a small farm in Norway. In 1884, Linda's great-grandmother left her homeland and traveled to the United States with her young son. That journey marked the beginning of a new chapter for the family. When Linda was just 6 months old, her parents moved to North Hollywood, California. The decision placed her right in the heart of the entertainment world, but her childhood was far from glamorous. Money was tight, and when her father passed away, her mother relied on Social Security benefits to support the family. Despite growing up in a city filled with actors and entertainers, Linda remained quiet and reserved. Her extreme shyness became a real challenge. She dreaded speaking in class, refused to give book reports, and avoided anything that put her in the spotlight. One of her teachers saw this and suggested drama classes to help her build confidence. At 14, she reluctantly agreed to try. It wasn't easy. The idea of performing in front of others terrified her, and sometimes the anxiety made her physically sick. But something surprising happened. Acting gave her an escape. For the first time, she wasn't just Linda Evans. She could step into someone else's shoes. Then came an unexpected turning point. When she was 15, a friend asked her to come along to a commercial audition. Linda had no plans to audition herself. She was just there for support. But while she waited, casting agents took notice of her. Something about her presence stood out. They asked if she wanted to try for the role. Nervous but encouraged, she agreed. To her surprise, she got the part. That moment changed everything. The commercial led to more opportunities. Her journey started with small roles on television. In the early 1960s, she made her first guest appearance in Bachelor Father in 1960, acting alongside John. 4 years later, they would reunite on Dynasty, but back then she was just another young actress trying to make her mark. Over the next few years, she appeared in The Adventures of AZ and Harriet Wagon Train and The Lieutenant. These roles weren't groundbreaking, but they gave her experience and helped her prove she was more than just another pretty face. Breaking into Hollywood was tough, especially for a young actress. Looks could get you noticed, but real success required something more. Evans had to work hard to show she had talent while she was still finding her place in the industry. She found herself at the center of an unexpected moment in pop culture. In 1967, she was there when Evil Conval attempted his infamous motorcycle jump at Caesar's Palace. The stunt went horribly wrong. Canal crashed, suffering serious injuries, and Evans ended up witnessing one of the most talked about moments in Daredevil history. Her career took a real turn in 1965 when she landed the role of Audra Barkley on The Big Valley. The show was a Western drama about a wealthy ranching family, and Evans played the strong-willed daughter of Victoria Barkley, a role brought to life by Barbara Stanwyck. Audra was a different kind of female character for the time. She was bold, rode horses like her brothers, and wasn't afraid to get involved in the action. Over 4 seasons, Evans appeared in 82 episodes and became a recognizable face in American television. Stanwyck wasn't just a co-star, she became a mentor and a guiding force in Evans's life. While filming the show, Evans lost her mother. Stanwyck, who had never had children of her own, stepped in and told her, "I guess I'll have to be your mom now." That bond shaped Evans both personally and professionally. Watching Stanwyck work taught her the discipline needed to succeed. The experience changed her approach to acting and gave her confidence in her abilities. Even with success, Evans faced challenges. Hollywood often saw beauty as more important than talent. Actresses like her were frequently given roles that focused on appearance rather than depth. Women were paid less than men and often played supporting roles to male leads, while male actors were given complex characters. Actresses had to fight for parts that showed real personality. Evans refused to let the industry define her. She found ways to bring depth to her characters, even when the scripts didn't demand it. That determination paid off years later when she took on the role of Krystle Carrington in Dynasty. Krystle was more than just a glamorous character. She had strength and emotional depth, proving Evans could deliver more than just beauty on screen. Evans also explored film roles that took her beyond years. After Dynasty, Evans and Collins reunited for a stage play called Legends in 2006. The show was about 2 aging movie stars who hated each other, but were forced to work together. The story mirrored their own history from the start. Things were difficult. The 30-week tour across North America brought back old tensions. Evans later admitted that working together again had its trying times. Even the play's producer described it as a comedy about big stars and bigger egos. Rehearsals weren't easy. Collins's strong personality clashed with Evans's quieter nature. Just like it had on Dynasty, the constant travel made things worse. They had to work closely together with no break, which only increased the strain. Despite the tension, Legends attracted plenty of attention. People were curious to see if their real-life drama would spill onto the stage. The play got mixed reviews, but audiences couldn't get enough of the tension between its two stars. Looking back, Evans has said the drama backstage was Worse than anything on stage, the play may have been a comedy, but working together was no joke. Evans struggled with Collins's controlling nature. Collins reportedly found Evans too sensitive. The long tour only made things harder at times. Evans dreaded going backstage because the tension was unbearable. Even with everything that happened, both actresses remained committed to the show. No matter how they felt about each other, they never let their personal struggles affect their performances. Meanwhile, Linda Evans never imagined that a single kiss would change her life. In 1984, while filming a scene for Dynasty, she shared an on-screen kiss with Rock Hudson. He played her love interest Daniel Rhee. What she didn't know was that Hudson had already been diagnosed with AIDS. He kept it a secret from everyone on set. The episode aired in early 1985, months before he revealed his condition to the public. When the truth came out, the kiss became the center of controversy, fear, and a conversation that Hollywood wasn't ready for. At the time, people knew very little about AIDS. Misinformation spread faster than facts. Many believed the virus could be passed through casual contact, even a kiss. When Hudson announced his diagnosis in July 1985, the reaction was immediate. The media ran wild with speculation. Some reports claimed Evans was panicked or demanded blood tests. None of it was true, but rumors had a life of their own. The real impact, however, wasn't just in the headlines, it was in the way people treated her. Even before the world knew, Hudson struggled with guilt. The script required a kiss, but he felt trapped. If he refused, people would ask questions. If he went through with it, he would have to live with the weight of secrecy. His secretary Mark Miller later said he couldn't ask them to change the script. He felt either you announce you have AIDS or kiss the lady. Hudson chose to stay silent on the day of filming. Something felt off. Hudson was known for his effortless charm, but this time his kiss seemed hesitant. Evans noticed, so did the director. It lacked emotion, so they hot the scene. Still, Hudson held back. No one knew why. Behind the scenes, he had taken extreme precautions. He used multiple mouthwashes and sprays, convinced it might somehow make a difference. Later, he told friends it was one of the worst days of his life. When the truth came out, Evans faced a different kind of fallout. People started treating her like she was dangerous. Some refused to hug her, others avoided standing too close on set. Colleagues distanced themselves. Producers even changed scenes to limit her contact with other actors. She later said, people wouldn't hug me anymore. Even friends canceled dinner plans out of fear. Through it all, Linda Evans lived a life that looked glamorous on the surface, but behind the scenes she was in constant pain. It all started with a slipped disc, a small injury that turned into years of suffering. The pain was so intense that she fell into a deep depression. She reached a point where she questioned whether life was worth living. She later admitted, I really understood why people say maybe I don't need to be alive, because it's so painful to be alive, and nobody had an answer. For years she searched for relief but found nothing that worked. Then in 2014 her struggles became public when she was arrested for a DUI. Many assumed she had been drinking, but the truth was much darker. She had been taking painkillers and sleeping pills just to make it through the day. The medication affected her coordination, making her appear intoxicated. The incident revealed just how much her condition had taken over her life. She knew she couldn't keep living like that. She decided to undergo several rounds of surgery, including laser treatments. The procedures finally eased her pain, but they had unexpected consequences. Cortisone treatments caused her hair to fall out. For an actress known for her signature blonde hair, this was another painful loss. She had to wear wigs until her hair grew back, which at her age took longer than expected. Through it all, she found comfort in something she had always loved, cooking. She poured her energy into writing recipes for life. My Memories, a memoir cookbook filled with personal stories and favorite recipes. Writing became a form of therapy. It helped her shift her focus away from pain and toward moments of joy. The book included childhood dishes and meals she had learned from famous friends like John Wayne. Each recipe told a story, making the book a reflection of her life. As she healed physically, she also searched for peace within. She left Hollywood behind and moved to a quiet town in Washington. Meditation became part of her daily routine. She studied Eastern philosophies and spent years retraining her mind to find happiness. She often said peace is the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is. Linda Evans found her true home far from Hollywood. She lives on a 70-acre ranch in Rinner, Washington, surrounded by nature, a flowing river, and plenty of wildlife. She calls it heaven. Her ex-stepdaughter Sean Derrick and her nephew live with her, creating a family environment that brings her peace. Her sister also lives nearby, making their bond even stronger. She moved to Washington after Dynasty to escape the pressure of fame. Life in Hollywood had become overwhelming. She wanted a place where she could be herself without the constant scrutiny. You want to be where your heart feels safe, she said. The quiet beauty of the Pacific Northwest gave her exactly that. She spends her days cooking, writing, and helping others through charities like Meals on Wheels. Despite her past as a global star, this simple life is what fulfills her, even though she left acting behind. For years she made a return in 2021 with a role in Swan Song. The film told a story of rediscovery and resilience. Evans played Rita Parker Sloan, a former opera singer who had stepped away from the public eye. Her role was small but powerful. The movie premiered at South by Southwest before hitting theaters. It earned a 92% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics praised Udo Kier's performance as the lead, but also noted the depth Evans brought to the film. She rarely makes public appearances, but in January 20,125, she surprised fans with a social media post. It was a New Year's message about personal growth and hinted at new projects. It was her first update in 2 years. Her absence from the spotlight has been intentional, but moments like this remind people she still has stories to share. Over the years, she has stayed close to many former co-stars. Rumors of a rivalry with Joan Collins have followed her for decades, but Evans has always denied any real feud. Their relationship was professional, not personal. They had different personalities, but she respected Collins's dedication. She also remained close to John Forsythe's family, even after his passing in 2010. One of the most surprising friendships she developed was with Bo Derek, the woman her ex-husband John Derek left her for. Their history was complicated, but over time they moved beyond the past and became friends. Fame brought her success, but also challenges. At the height of Dynasty, she felt the weight of public expectations. She was admired as Krystle Carrington, but struggled with the pressure to maintain that perfect image. Walking away from acting in 198.9 gave her the chance to reflect. She explored spirituality and meditation, finding comfort in a quieter life. She has always believed that happiness comes from within. You don't grow old until your dreams die, she said, a reminder that reinvention is always possible. To Evans, success isn't measured by money or recognition. It's about doing what you love and staying true to your self. She continues to support causes close to her heart, using her platform to make a difference. At 82, she remains a symbol of resilience and grace. She has shown that joy doesn't come from the spotlight, it comes from the life you